Hello there. Today I'm going to be talking about the process of building muscle from the perspective of adaptive evolution in the context of there being a need for any sort of significant physical change that a human being undertakes, in the context that it is important to realize homeostasis, which is essentially your body's desire to always maintain the baseline conditions that it is used to. This process is extremely counterproductive to a process like building muscle. And I have some interesting perspectives on that, especially in the context of the mind and perhaps from a more metaphysical perspective, the spirit. Right now in my life, I'm doing a few things that would be considered to be unnecessary physical changes. The first thing that I'm trying to do is gain muscle mass in order to become bigger. From the body's perspective, this is completely ridiculous because there's simply no real physical imperative for this. And despite what you may have heard in the past and what different people may have said or stated, your body does not ever want to make muscle. It does not want to lose weight. If you're a person who is trying to lose weight, your body does not want to lose weight either. Your body is designed to adapt only when necessary. It is designed to evolve in the context that we understand evolution. It is never haphazard, so to speak, with the changes that it makes. So I thought using the example of people who have been incarcerated and are able to make gains in muscularity, strength, and size despite having no access to any performance enhancing mechanisms and also having subpar nutrition is very interesting. I have a frame of reference for this sort of thing because one of my uncles, he was a correctional officer for 10 to 15 years, if I remember correctly. And he told me the story about this guy who was a career prisoner in the sense that he would come to prison, get out of prison, and then come back. And what was interesting about this is my uncle told me that the guy, when he came to prison, he was small. Then within a few months, he had gained a lot of muscle and he was then big. Then he would get out of prison. When he came back, he was small again. But then within a few months, he would become large again. And from a physical perspective, the idea of being able to consistently lose and gain significant amounts of muscle mass is not something that would seem from an intuitive level or a common sense level. It's not something that would seem practical. Because if you've ever tried to gain muscle mass, you know that it's a difficult process, especially from the perspective of not having access to, the basic stuff that people take that's legal and quote unquote natural. But I just say this to demonstrate my next point, which is that I believe in order to gain significant amounts of muscle and overcome homeostasis, the mind and the perspective from which one is approaching this process must be considered. What you have to realize is that people who go to prison and are understanding of what sort of environment prison is know that it is a matter of survival to have size, power, speed. And so when they are in those environments and they are training in those environments, their mentality is one of necessity. They are not exercising for fun. They are exercising because they have a strong will and a strong imperative to become strong. And when you have these strong mental imperatives, you have to realize that every part of your body has a consciousness. So for you to send a message to every aspect of your body, your hormonal levels, your thoughts, I need to get bigger and stronger for you to send that message. I believe that this is something which can have an effect strong enough to override the homeostasis. How can we apply principles like this to help us in our own training regimens? Because for the most part, when a person decides I want to gain some muscle, I want to get bigger, everything like that. It's usually not a matter of survival. It's usually a matter of I want to self-improve for some reason. And quite frankly, I do not think that is a strong enough imperative to override the body's predisposition to homeostasis. So the way that I believe would be most effective is utilizing some sort of visualization, which is the most effective way to communicate with the subconscious mind that has access to your autonomic processes, which are the processes that are not regulated by your conscious mind, usually breathing, heart rate, body temperature, and this sort of thing. The best way would be to visualize what it is that you want to achieve with your physique and with your body. And Arnold Schwarzenegger talks about this as well, saying that he often visualized what sort of changes that he wanted to make to his physique, and he has the results to show that this is accurate. In addition, there are some studies that I've seen before that indicate even when you do a mental visualization, just imagining lifting weights is still something that can evoke a physiological response in your body. Now, it might be debatable whether or not it's exactly the same, but if we allow that there's a possibility that reality is a simulation, I don't really want to get that deep on this channel. Let's just say that there's definitely truth to that, and there's demonstrable results that can be gotten simply from a strong mental visualization. For the scope of this particular video, I would just say it is very important that when you undertake any sort of physically transformative process, you hold strong intentions about what it is that you want to accomplish. And yeah, I think that will do it. I think that'll do it for now. If you like this sort of content and want to see more, I guess you could call it the metaphysics of muscle. Yeah, I like that. So hit the like, subscribe, all that, jazzy stuff, and see you on the next video.